Hi everyone, and welcome to my presentation on classroom management methods, which is a curriculum serving pre-service teachers. The main purpose is pre-service, the driving force behind this purpose is that pre-service teachers often do not feel adequately prepared to manage their own classrooms after completing traditional teacher preparation programs. The research that I found that supports this notion and kind of drove me to this purpose. The first was, for example, among the top 50 schools of education, as ranked by the U.S. News and World Report, only about half offered courses aligned with classroom management. If these courses that they're taking, that pre-service teachers are taking in classrooms, in their teacher preparation programs, are not offering or focused on classroom management, then obviously there is going to be a gap of understanding in that area. Furthermore, prior to assuming their professional responsibilities, traditionally trained teachers in the U.S. receive an average of 177 hours of supervised classroom training experience. 75% of this time, however, is accrued in the final student teaching semester when novices' formal training is behind them. So what happens is for 3.5 years, novice teachers, pre-service teachers are formally trained, but they don't necessarily get that classroom management hands-on practicum experience until their last semester, leaving that last 3.5 years and hoping that there's some retention there. Of course there is, but the goal with this curriculum is to address that gap as well. And lastly, beginning teachers identified discipline as their most frequently perceived concern in 77% of 91 studies reviewed as part of a meta-analysis. This indicates that classroom management is really one of those big key points that pre-service teachers and novice teachers want to be able to address right away when they enter a classroom, but still have a lot of concern over their ability to do so. So now I'd like to focus specifically on the structure of the classroom management methods course that I've created for this project. In terms of the course logistics, course name, as I mentioned, would be Classroom Management Methods. The course goal would be to adequately prepare pre-service teachers to create a positive classroom culture for their students through the implementation of classroom management techniques supported by research. So each week would be based in research in terms of the topic being discussed, so that the pre-service teachers would really be able to focus on how they're going to implement that research into their classroom. The course timing, pre-service teachers would take this course during the fall semester of their final year in a traditional teacher preparation program. So this would be in the fall semester, and then traditionally in the spring semester is when they would do their student teaching. This would kind of be a really great intro into their student teaching experience, so kind of building up to where they have this full control in the classroom in the spring, and then obviously going on past that they would have their own classrooms. Continuing the course logistics, the course credit structure would be 2 credit-based components. An 8-credit practicum, which would involve working with cooperating teachers, teaching the same grade level and subject area they plan to teach in, which would help a lot of their ability to apply what they learned in terms of classroom management directly into their own classrooms when they have them in the next school year. The pre-service teachers would be at their practicum site from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, allowing them time in the afternoon to take any other courses that they need to take or complete any work that they need to complete as well. This would run concurrently with the 4-credit class, which would occur both of these components for 15 weeks. That transitions into the 4-credit class. That will involve meeting once a week on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. for everyone in the course. It would run concurrently with the 8-credit practicum, and that course and the class and the practicum will be discussed further. The 8-credit practicum details specifically include they would run for 15 weeks. The practicum teacher will be the lead teacher at the beginning of the experience. Practicum teacher will then gradually cede control of classroom to the pre-service teacher. However, this does not necessarily mean the pre-service teacher will have full control of the classroom, but instead the pre-service teacher will have an active enough role in classroom management to help establish and utilize classroom management techniques and strategies. So again, the whole point is just that the pre-service teacher would start out watching what the practicum teacher does, and then sort of build in scaffold to the point where they have more and more control over how the classroom environment is run and managed. In terms of the 4-credit class, some more specific details include that the course would meet once a week for 3 hours from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, as we discussed earlier. The setup and structure of those classes would include the first presentation of a research article and accompanying video or simulation for a particular topic being discussed. So again, this helps bring the research article to life in more ways that are just than just simply reading the article, but actually gives some visual component and some real application to what the research article is discussing. Obviously, next would be the discussion of research being presented, talk about some key takeaways and some uses for how this could be implemented in their specific practicum sites and experiences. Then the pre-service teachers would get a chance to action plan with partners to consider how to best integrate the research discussed in class into those practicum experiences. So maybe they discussed previously, but then with the action planning, it's about actually getting down to the next steps and what they can do in order to actually implement these research strategies and theories. Then at the end of the class, they'll finish out by sharing out their action plan with the rest of the class and just help work out any final kinks before they get a chance to implement it in their classrooms. Some evaluation tools that course instructors will be using to evaluate pre-service teachers who complete this curriculum include 3 observations that will be completed by the course instructor over the course of the practicum, 3 research and reflection papers that ask students to reflect on personal experiences in the classroom and integrate current research discussing classroom management specifically. Pre-service teachers will also complete weekly online discussion posts for homework where they will integrate positive and negative experiences from the past week. They'll discuss interview results that they'll have been completing throughout the course and ask questions or ask advice from other students. Finally, the final project that pre-service teachers will engage in will be involving creating their own positive behavioral intervention and support system that they can actually implement in their practicum experience, which they can then take over to their student teaching experience and then hopefully take it, especially after refining it over a couple of implementations, into their classroom when they have one the next fall. In summary, my final project, the Classroom Management Methods course, strives to create a holistic classroom management course that integrates research, multimedia presentations and simulations, and hands-on practicum experiences for pre-service teachers. It encourages pre-service teachers to develop a stronger sense of confidence when addressing student behavior in the classroom, and also helps to emphasize the importance of establishing a positive learning environment in the classroom where all learners feel not only safe, but encouraged to actively engage with their peers and teachers. Lastly, here are the references that I used for my presentation. I also want to end this presentation by saying thank you very much to all of my professors, all of my peers who have helped me so much throughout the courses that I've taken throughout the years, these last couple of years in this program, answered questions via email, worked with me, commented on my discussion posts, responded to my comments on their discussion posts. It's been a really meaningful learning experience, and I do appreciate it, and I feel like I've grown a lot as a teacher. Thank you.